Hello everyone, you're welcome to the Tech Tuesdays webinar of this week on Enterprise Data Catalog REST API Use Case Solutions. I'm Rinda, your host for today's session, and Sachin Jain has joined us as a presenter for today's session. He has more than 15 years of experience in data governance, data management, data quality, and metadata management. Welcome, Sachin. Before we start this webinar, let's go through some housekeeping tips. The webinar will be for 1 hour. That includes a 15 minutes Q&A. You can post your queries in the Q&A box. Dial-in participants will be muted for the entire session. The session is being recorded and will be available in the Informatica Support YouTube channel and the Success portal. You'll also be able to download the slide deck from the Success portal. Also, please put in your feedbacks and suggestions in the post-webinar survey. The Tech Tuesdays webinars are hosted within the Success portal, which is a microlearning platform that offers free and unlimited learning to all registered users. This feature-rich platform was launched to help you learn and use Informatica products better. These are some important links that you can go over later that will help you in your product adoption journey with Informatica. Over to you, Sachin. Thank you.
Well, thanks, Runda. So let's get into the today's topic. How to use REST APIs. The EDC product has exposed some of the REST APIs so that that could be for automation point of view, or it could be like any sort of integration with say any third-party tools. So we can easily make use of REST APIs, and then we can bridge this communication between the tools, or probably within the tool for the automation point of view. Okay, so let's jump in for the agenda. So it's very simple. We do have an overview of Swagger APIs. So I'll showcase what are all the APIs which are available with EDC product. Okay, and we'll go for use cases and the solutions, couple of use cases which we will discuss, and then probably we'll showcase in the demo as well. Okay, how we can solve the critical problems, or probably which is a time-taking problems, so that how can we eliminate those risk or probably problems with help of this REST APIs. Okay. Finally, we'll go for a demo, and then we'll have a Q&A session. Okay. So, yeah, overview of Swagger APIs actually. Yeah. So, this is how the Swagger API looks like. So we have received a multiple requests, like how to access this APIs, where is that in the EDC tool and all, right? So here is the one which I'm showing it here. Just provide your host name and then port of EDC instance, and then provide this access /swagger.html actually. Okay. So this would give you this will open up this page actually. Okay. This will give you the complete list of APIs available for the EDC, for some sort of activities like enrichment's point of view or not, right? So this is the page, and yeah, this is how you can access it actually. Next, like this once we open up this Swagger, right? So Swagger is like if you want to try out some of the APIs, then and there itself, like you can provide your own. Just provide your inputs, and then you can see the the outputs as well there itself, so that you can validate the APIs, saying that what information needs to be added as an input, and then what would be the output for that, right? Based on that, you will get to know how the API behaves, and then you can include into your some sample Python scripts or anything, right? Sorry about that. So yeah, and also the APIs, right? So what sort of activities we do have is all about, right? It's like, from the beginning, from the scanner perspective. Okay, you can run the resource, you can scan the resource. Okay, so and also you can do, through the APIs, you can do some sort of enrichments as also. So saying that, business term association, the data domains associations, right? So, and also you can add custom attributes as well, okay, through API. So those are all the things. And also you can certify, okay. So and mainly which I'm going to showcase today is all about a couple of use cases which we will discuss later in this one. Say is like, once you've done the domain discovery, the profile results will be there for that, right? You can extract those information as well. Also, another point is all about the subscription or the following for a particular asset actually. Okay, so many things you can do, and also the another use case which we usually do with the EDC is all about the provisioning point of view. So you can use of REST APIs, make use of it, and then you can achieve that as well. Okay, so Swagger, I mean, as I mentioned, so it has a list of APIs for different activities within the EDC tool, right? So you just figure it out what the best API we can use it, and then based on the output, what we can extract it actually. Okay, so with that, let's move to the actual couple of use cases which I would like to showcase today. Okay, and also with the help of APIs, so that we will build some sort of solutions. Okay, so with that, the first use case is all about suppose say when you scan it, when a user scans the resource, say Oracle or Redshift or anything, right? So it's actually a resource, and it contains like n number of tables actually. Under that you have a columns, right? So now suppose if you have 3 to 4 tables, it's very easy for a user to just enter, I mean, go to that particular data set and then look for, say, sort of profile results and whatever the details it is. Right? If you have n number of tables, then it's very hard for him to look at like each one of the table and then to see some sort of information. Okay, so one of the main thing which we got it as a problem statement is all about is like I have scanned the resource which has like more than 5k tables, and I need to understand whether all the tables has the profile results or not. Okay, that's the one, and it's a very time consuming task for a user to check each and every table and then get the results out of it, right? So for this one, what we have done is like with the help of API, okay, so have written some sort of sample script in Python. Okay, so it identifies the particular resource and then whatever the tables it has, like within the resource itself. So this is the resource, such a sales underscore Sachin, and then it has around 30 tables inside that, and then in depth it's go into that each data set level and it finds out whether it has the profile results or not. Okay, in this way, I mean, the extended use case is all about identifying whether the table has data. Okay, so that was the main problematic statement which we got it, and then with the help of API and with simple script using this Python, right? So they're able to achieve this one. Okay, so let's go to the the solution part of it actually. Okay, the solution is all about like this is the API, the search API, and then it's a sample script which I've given here, but I'll definitely show the complete script in the demo itself. Okay, this is a Python code, and so once we execute the Python code, and then this is what the results we will get it actually. So the result is all about. So this is the list of table name, and you see the sales underscore Sachin is a resource. Okay, it's an Oracle resource, and it has list of tables. Okay, and whether it is profiled or not, this would be the result for that. N says no and yes, yeah. And also for some more information so that we have a last profile time, like when it got profiled, right? So this is the one. Okay. This is the end solution which we get it in a CSV file, so that user can easily check the list of tables for that particular resource and whether it is profiled or not, and then when it is profiled actually, right? So this is what we got it, and with the help of APIs, we were able to achieve this problematic statement into within, probably I would say, within less than I would say, if it is around 40 to 50 tables, I would say less than 5 to 6 seconds it executes, and then it gives back you the result actually. Okay, so this is the benefit of using the REST APIs. Now, a user can easily run a sample script, and then he can find the result. So based on that, he can take some sort of business decisions for that, right? So this is on the first use case and its solution point of view. Okay, so and let's go for another use case which has multiple problematic statements in this. The use case is all about, or the problematic statement is all about, for a particular domain, say phone number, which I'm showcasing here in the screenshot. Phone number is associated to different assets on a particular data sets actually, right? In a data sets actually. So it has n number of data sets. Okay, so the phone number is associated to that. So now the user wanted to say follow or probably subscribe for the notifications point of view to all the data sets which are associated to this data domain phone number. As an example, phone number which you have taken. So in a general case, probably you can go for all the sensitive data which has sensitive data is tagged to different data sets across the resources. Suppose if you want to, if there is any changes in that, so probably if you want to have a notification point of view, so that this problematic statements which we got it, so that at one single step I need to say get the notification for each and everything if there is any changes at the data set level, right? So with the help of API, okay, see the solution is all about on the UI. You have to go to user needs to go to each table here and then click on that follow or a subscribe checkbox is what we have. Okay, and then he has to do it for each and every table. So consider again, it's a time-consuming task. If you have a say more than a number of tables, I would say, if it is more than say 50 or probably 100, it's a huge actually. So it's very difficult, to achieve this sort of things actually, right? So so that's where with the help of API, okay. So if you search for the phone number, and then you will get the the associated data sets. Okay, so based on that, there is another API, subscription API. So it will enable the subscriber probably notifications point of view for if there is any enrichments are happening for that particular data set, and also if there is any change summaries or kind of schema drift. If there is any change in the metadata, if the column is added to that table, or probably they're removed from that table, so that once the ADC again scans it, so it identifies the change summary. Okay, so that sort of notifications that needs to be enabled. So this was the request. Okay, so and it's again a time-consuming task, as I mentioned. If there is a n number of tables for that, right? So what we did was the solution for this is yeah. So as I mentioned, so this is one API that is a search API, and then another API which for a subscription for the subscription API which was used with this Python code actually. Okay, so this is a sample script again which I'm showing it here. We will definitely showcase in the demo itself. Okay, so this is the phone number which I was showing in a previous screenshot, that it's a data domain, and then it has a list of data sets actually. Okay. So once we run this, Python code, okay, for a particular data domain, okay, this is the phone number, and then it has a data sets, okay. So this is what a user wanted to achieve it. Like, there is an option in each data set following. You have to click on like, enrichment, source changes, and then collaboration changes. This would give a notification for the users actually. Okay. So this one, they wanted to achieve it for all the data sets which are associated with, a data domain, particularly like, here as an example, it's a phone number. You can consider it for any sort of data domains actually. Okay. And once you run the script, so it finds out like each and every data sets, and then it goes to each and every data set, and then it enables this part using the REST API actually. Okay, so again, it's a very less time consuming with the help of REST API. Okay, and this is what the solution, with the help of API which you have provided. Yeah. So this is on the another solution, and again, as I mentioned, source changes. So this was like combined with this the problematic statement itself, right? Say combined with this use case. So using this sample script, so we can achieve both the use cases are probably a problematic statement. Then we can solve this one using this simple script itself. Yeah. So that is the thing. The API is being used only two things which I have used for these two use cases actually. Okay, and searching, and then another one is the subscription point of view. So these two things, as I showed that the beginning itself Swagger APIs, right? So you can then and there stuff you can try out at the Swagger, and then you can check out like the informations are required for this particular APIs, and then what would be the results out of it, right? You can check it at the tool-level catalog page itself, and also you will get the response also, right? So in that way, you can write a sample script, and then you can achieve your own things, right? So I mean, each and every tool has some sort of APIs exposed, right? So you can go for integration point of view with the help of API. Suppose if you want to get some sort of affix into EDC, or anything, you need to extract it from EDC too. So probably you want to showcase at the report level, let's say Power BI or anywhere, right? So visualization tools point of view. So you can make use of these APIs, and then probably the sensitive informations you may extract it, and then probably you can showcase at the report level for the business users, or probably whoever is requesting for, right? So a different set of like automations we can do based on the use cases. Okay. So yeah, so this is all about on Swagger API, and and the sample use cases, and then the solutions which we have built it, and then we have solved it actually. Okay. And then API is being used. Okay. So let's get into the demo part. Okay. The same the use cases which we discussed right now. So I'm going to showcase in a tool level itself, and also I'll showcase the sample script, Python script which is written using using this REST APIs as well. Okay. So yeah. Well, let's get into the actual demo. The page which I logged in is like LM catalog page, that is ADC catalog. Okay, this is as you guys know, it's a kind of Google search point of view, so that you can search each and every assets which is present in the catalog, right? So consider that. So let's get started with say I'll search for one of the resource which I already scanned. It's an Oracle resource. Okay, so let's go to that. So yeah. So now the first use case which I'm taking is all about, suppose the user scans say one of the resource, and then say consider it has like say it has 30 tables right now, but for a particular organization probably it could be around 5,000, or could be more than that tables, right? So specifically like what users are looking for, like when they profiled it, when they cataloged it here with the profile, right? So user wants to understand like how many tables. So these are all the tables which I'm showing, showcasing here. say suppose if you go to any of the table, then it showcase the profile results or not, right? So in this way, so you have to go to each one of the the table, and then you need to search for whether the profile results, like it has profile results or not, right? So that's, I mean, that is the actual use case we got it actually. So I mean, it's very hard to identify, like, for each one of the table and then go into that and then look for profile results and then come up. So consider that if you have a huge number of tables, it is like, it's very hard to do that. So to make it very simple, so the APIs, the REST APIs which are exposed within EDC, so that based on that, so we have written some sort of sample script, Python script. Okay, so it connects to this specific the resource, and then it finds all the tables, and after that, in depth it goes and then search for the profile results or not, and finally it gives you some sort of output saying that whether the profile results or like the table has the profile results or not. Okay, so that is the basic thing. Okay, I mean, about the use case. Okay, so let's get into the script actually. Okay, the script which I am showing it here, as I mentioned, only thing you need to provide is the resource name. Okay, so if a resource has like an n number of tables, it identifies that, then it will give you the results for that. Okay, the API, again the same thing. API is used like search API. Okay, and then these are all some of the kind of calculations, and then finally we are outputting it to the say profile tables. Okay, let's change it to say profile demo underscore EDC. Okay, so now let's try to run this entire stuff, right? So let's try to run this one. When I run it, so yeah, so this is done. Okay, so the script is done. Now let's go into the yeah, this is where the file is stored actually. See profile tables demo underscore edc.csv. Okay, so this is the one. If you open this one file, the CSV file, which got this created as a result of the script. Okay, so here is the one actually. So it has the table names. Okay, for that particular resource. Yeah, such in sales underscore such is a resource. Okay, so you have all the tables. Okay, and then you have the results, whether it is profiled or not. So if you could see, these things are not profiled and the rest of the things are profiled. Okay, and also as an information, so we have provided the last profile time also, like when it was profiled actually, right? Null represents it doesn't contain any profile results also, right? So that type doesn't have anything actually, right? In this way. So just to cross check, like if you go to say customer data here, okay, so let's search, okay, customer data here, and if you go to here, you could see there is no profile results at all. Okay, so this is one of the use case. Yeah. Okay, so the second use case is all about suppose say phone numbers. There's a data domain. Okay, let's say data domain. This is the phone number, and it has a data domain is associated to this many attributes, and it has data sets as well. Okay, so around 6 data sets are available. Okay, so basically the use case is all about if there is any change or enrichments which will happen to this particular data set, or is there any schema drift or probably a change summary, what we call it as like at the metadata level, if there is any change, so that the user should get notified actually. Okay, so that was the thing. I mean, the problem is all about like I mean, this can be done at the UI level. So suppose if you go to the employee data is a data set, and then you have to click on the follow, so that for all the enrichments or changes and then collaboration changes for everything. So to make this one like follow, so that the notification will be sent to the particular data owner or data stewards respective. Okay. So in that way, you have to go to say each one of that table, and then you have to click on follow, and then you have to do this. Got it? So that is the problem. So what we did was like so consider for a specific data domain, if it is like associated to the n number of data sets. Now it is very, I mean, 6. So suppose consider if it has like more than say probably around 30, 40, could be a higher number, right? So it's very hard for a user to go into specific data sets and then do a follow, right? So that was the problem. And then with the help of REST APIs, right? So we do have a subscription API, so that for a specific user, particular user. So REST API help you to like click on that the follow or probably a subscribe, the one which is showing it here, right? So each one, everything will be like click, and then for a specific data domain, for all the data sets which are associated to that, like it has an attribute, but it has a data set, right? So for all these things, with the help of API, with the sample script, with the help of Python script, so that it subscribes for each and every data sets which is associated to this one. Okay, so that's the main goal of it. Okay, so now as you seeing this one, so this everything is unchecked. Okay, there is no following. Let's get into the script part. Okay, this is the script. Okay, so again, there's a search as well as one of the another API is all about on the subscription API. Okay, 2 APIs are used here in the script. Okay, so as I mentioned, the phone number which I've taken as a data domain. Okay, so yeah, so and yeah, this is the complete script. Let's try to run this one actually. Okay, so when I run, yeah, so the script is completed now. Let's go back to here. Okay, so this is the phone number, and again, these are all the data sets, right? Let's try to refresh this one actually. Okay, so now you could see it is following, and then these things are checked actually. The checkbox are all with the help of script. So now it is turned out to the following part. So same thing you can check out for like sorry, just try to refresh it. Yeah, so now we could see the following, right? Same way, as I mentioned. So this is data set, data, go to backup, table, right? So now we could see the following, right? Similar way, employee data. So you could see there is a different schema altogether, right? This one is a different schema altogether. So you could see the following, right? So similar way, you could see for entire, data sets. Okay, see here, everything is enabled actually, right? So in this way, the script helps you to subscribe for like if it has like n number of data sets, and that the particular user wants some sort of notifications. Specifically, a couple of use cases which we targeted for, like one is any enrichments which are there for like for the specific data domain and then associated to the data sets. Okay, and then another is all about on the change summary point of view, right? So if there is any metadata changes, so and this sort of notification will go to the particular user as well. Okay, so this is another use case. Okay, so with the help of this script, sample script, and then we are able to achieve this the use case actually. Okay. Well, probably you might be thinking like, we have got many requests about like, where is the REST APIs like, for this EDC product itself, right? So this is Swagger, which I'm showing right now. Okay, so the URL is very easy. That you provide your own host name and then port number. Okay, and then provide this access swagger .html, right? So it will open up this page and then it will give you the entire list of APIs actually. Okay, so this is the catalog one, catalog. What are the activities you can do with the catalog itself, like for individual assets. Say it has a business term, uh, you can automate the business term association, and also the data domains association also. Any sort of enrichments you can do, definitely you can do it, you can achieve it. Certificate points of view, right? So it has a list of REST APIs which are exposed. Okay, so this is the one you might have seen, this one subscription point of view, which I used it for in our demo, right? Search as well as the subscriptions, right? And a lot of things are there with the catalog itself. Okay, so those are all the for catalog, and then you could see the for business terms specifically, right? And also you could see for lineage point of view, right? And then another use case which we use like for provisioning point of view and all preview and provisioning, so that you can use the these REST APIs like to completely automate the provisioning point of view, right? So these are all the APIs exposed, so you can make use of it actually. So basically these APIs are like to automate say within the tool itself, or also the another major point is all about like if you want to integrate with any other third-party tools, so that probably you can communicate via these APIs. So most of the now the products are API based, so that you can communicate with APIs. Okay, so this is all about Swagger, guys. Okay, thank you and thanks for your time.
Hello everyone, we are open for questions. Please post your questions and queries in the Q&A tab. Sachin is here to answer your questions. Over to you, Sachin.
Thanks, Munda. Runda, I would request to help me out with the questions. Okay, so I'm opening the questions right now. There is one question, like I see that entire presentation is about enterprise data catalog. Is there anything related to data integration where we can consume an external API using REST API? So this presentation is all about enterprise data catalog and its REST APIs, like how can we get some sort of concerns, what customers they have already raised, and then the solutions, with the help of REST APIs. So if you want to consume external APIs, then I would suggest our own IACS CI is available, so that you can consume, and even you can call the other external APIs as well, or you can use any other tools as well. Okay, so that is one. Can we configure Swagger? How can we configure Swagger with Informatica? Show all API in HTML format. To show all API on browser in HTML format. We'll get back to you this one, by checking with product management team. Okay. Okay, so there's another question. I have used APIs, familiar with them. Can you tell me which API which I would like to use? To get the count of the lineage So this is like a complete solution you are asking. Lineage created by Informatica scanners and custom lineage determine if a user assigned to various resources in EDC, count of assigned, inference type, count of blah, 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 blah. See, for this question, right, so I would request please reach out to your CSM so that get in touch with that, and then definitely he will have a CST team to address this sort of questions, because it's like huge, and it's not like it's not with one single API you get the result, but you need to combine with multiple APIs to get entire result sort of. It's a kind of entire solution need to be built. Okay, so yeah. Okay, there is one question: how the Python is connected to the resource? See, Python is not connected to any sort of resource actually. Okay, so it's all about it acts through the. It's a you are going to write some sort of script Python, and then through API you are trying to get access to the ADC resource and then get some sort of information, and then you can put and then get the rest of the things you can do it actually. Okay, like that you have different say R or like Postman or something like that, you can do it also, right? There is one question: is it possible to retrieve column list from tables under a specific resource? Yes, you can do that. Similar to the profile, yes, you can do that. Do you have any APIs to use? Definitely, you can use that search API or the catalog over there, right? So you can get all the informations. We have use cases where business wants to look how many resources are impacted for data domain apart from data sets. Do we have an API for this? Do we have a use case where business wants to look how many resources are impacted by? It's all about the question is how many resources, specifically the attribute level, the data domains are associated to that. Definitely, you can retrieve those information as well. Okay, but again, yeah, it requires multiple calls for that API. There is a single API to retrieve this sort of information. Okay. Did you use put for changing? Exactly. So there is one question: did you use for the second use case, the subscription or the follow? Did you use a put for changing the subscription? Yes. So because we need to edit some information within the ADC tool, that's where put is required. There is one question: could you share your Python script? Definitely, we can share the scripts also. And also it should be available in the docs page, in HTML. So if not, just let us know, or through CSMs you can contact. So we will help you to get those info as well. Okay. Can you construct a REST API to trigger a resource once dependent job scan completes? There is an API to trigger a resource scan job, but dependent and also probably you need to again you need to take care of it actually. Okay, so you need to write some sort of sample script to see that whether that job is completed. After that, you need to trigger it out. But the Swagger APIs, it's independent APIs, which is doesn't dependent on any sort of you cannot configure. But yeah, you have to do it outside of it, using the Python script or any script, or use if you have ISCs, use the CI method so that you can do that. Yeah. There's another question. If the native/advanced connection is not available, then how to create a resource for the system? Okay, so this is all about you need to build a custom scanner for that. Okay, the native also advanced scanners are not available, so you need to build a custom scanners for that. Good morning. I joined late for this. Has this session been recorded? Yes, it is recorded, and it will be made available. Probably wait for another half an hour. You will get the the deck as well as the recorded session as well. Okay. There is one question. Do you have the Swagger link for Axon? No, there is no Swagger link available for Axon as of now. We do have a entire document for Axon APIs. What are the different APIs and what way you can achieve your use cases, and also everything is given over there actually. Can you repeat what I need to ask? Sorry. I think I don't know what you are asking for that. Okay. So can we receive a copy of your? Yes, definitely. And also Python code, definitely. As I mentioned, it is available in the HTML documents in Enterprise Data Catalog. So if not, please reach out to your respective CSMs. Definitely, we will, send those information. And there is one question: how to get the output of API in a tabular format? See, this you need to define it. That is the reason, you need to use like in any sort of scripting language or, to get in a tabular format kind of thing. Okay. So, and API generate JSON formats how to get the limited columns in the output file. See, these are all you need to control it actually. Okay. So you need to provide a filtering mechanism, and then even this filtering mechanism is also available in the Swagger when you are testing it. You can try out that as well. Okay. So there is one thing. Thank you. Okay. Thanks a lot. There's another question about the lineage. If that is answered, could you please include me in the response? Looking for extract the lineage. I mean, yeah. So there was one question about, probably it's a complete use case about the lineage and rest of the information, who has stocked their stakeholders information and all. I think Kelly Nagy is looking for that. Yeah. So I would request it's a complete use case actually. Okay. So I mean it's not about single API. You can get all the information. So I would again request contact CSM and then provide your use case. Definitely you'll get an answer for that. Yeah. Is there a Swagger link for Axon? Yeah, that is done actually. So there is no Swagger link. There is a document for entire API's point of view on the Axon level. Okay, how do we find the resources for this course? If you are looking for any sort of training materials and also definitely we do have documents and then some of the examples of webinars and all. Those informations are available. But there's nothing called as specific course and all. Okay.
Just a second, Sachin. You can even go through the Success Portal training.
Yeah.
We have EDC specific training from beginner, in different expertise levels in Success Portal. You can go through that for if you're looking at some training materials.
Definitely.
I can share you the link for that. Yeah.
Thanks, Brunda. Yeah. So there's one question. I got error 404 error for the Swagger. Please check your the host and port name, port number, and provide the information which I have provided, access.swagger.html, so that you should definitely get it actually. Bharat, there is one question, a list of questions. Presenter said you are looking for a whole solution, and I should ask. Definitely, there was a lot of things in that, lineage info, stakeholders info, and also everything. I mean, single API cannot provide you, but it requires multiple APIs to consolidate the information, and then probably we can present it. But it's still possible. Okay. And there is what REST calls are available for data domains actually. Okay, what REST calls are available for data domains? Everything. Put, patch, delete. Everything is available. So you can associate, you can create, you can delete everything. It's possible. Okay. And there is one question. I have been going through stuff, but specifically looking for the code used here. I don't know how to find that. If you are looking for the code which I presented it today, definitely it is available in our documents, EDC docs in an HTML Anyway, we'll send it across to you guys, definitely. Yeah.
Maybe we can add that link to the slide deck and upload, Sachin.
Yes. I'll
You do that?
that. Yes, definitely.
Sure.
That's really
Let's do that.
good one. Thanks, Bunda. Yeah. There is one question: is there a cost associated in using the REST API on EDC? No. Okay. So there is no specific cost for that. Okay. So. Okay, then there is one thank you, and is there any ask an expert for APIs? Definitely, you can request for that. There is an ask an expert session available. Please contact CSM. Yeah. So, and there is one question. Sorry, I'm not calling out any names because we do have a lot of questions actually. Okay, please bear with me. Can we share this API with other system for automation? Other system for automation is all about, probably it's a point of integration, or could be like, some framework you are designing. If that is the case, yes, you can do that. Okay, so just make sure, the number of requests you are looking for, and then the number of assets. Definitely will hit some sort of performance, but take care of that. Yeah. So those are all the things. Any other questions which I missed out?
I think we answered it all, Sachin. Let's wait for 5 more minutes before we end this webinar.
Yes.
Also, in the meantime, I just want to call out that this webinar is being recorded and will be available in Informatica Support YouTube channel and the Success Portal, where you'll also be able to download the slide deck. Also, there is a post-webinar survey at the end of this webinar. Please let us know your thoughts about this session, and if you have any suggestions for future sessions, let us know through that.
Okay. I think one question which Bharat had asked, can you tell me which API would I use to get the count of lineage? If a user assigned Axon terms description, yes, I mean, there is a business term API, and also there is a main API which search the same thing which I have used already. So I mean, in the deck I have given that APIs as well. So you can provide that API and then get all the information about, say, data domain information, business term association, or any sort of enrichments, right? So you can definitely get those information in the search API itself. Okay. And if it is accepted or data domain. Yeah.
Go ahead, Sachin.
I'm looking for one of the Bharat question actually. Okay. So yeah. Okay.
There's one question from Nilesh. How can we use curl commands?
Curl commands, I mean, if you are able to access a Swagger, definitely we do have a curl command there itself actually. So you can try out the same thing. So we have provided the sample of curl commands for any API which you are going to try out. The same thing is available in the Swagger itself. Okay. So there was one question that some custom attributes from enterprise data catalog to Axon. After that, if we remove the enterprise data catalog resource, and then those informations can be retrieved from the Axon API point of view. So I don't think so. We do. We don't bring the custom attribute information from EDC to Axon. Okay, so we don't have an option to bring those information to Axon. Okay, so only in the EDC itself, make use of APIs and then get the informations if everything is there. If you purge or delete it, then definitely you don't get those info actually. Okay. So I think Chaira, please drop us an email to filter. So probably we'll look into that. There could be some issue from the Swagger page. Okay. Bharat, yeah, cool. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Bharat. Still, if you are looking for end-to-end solution, please reach out to us. Definitely, we will help you to make you to get the complete information from REST APIs as well. Okay. Cool. A lot of questions.
There's one more question from Prashant. Data curation is possible through REST API.
Curation point of view, I need to check it once, Prashant. So probably I'll keep you posted on this one, because we do have an option to export and then import, and then these things can be done through the REST API. Okay. Yeah, if that is the case, we can directly access through export and import through the REST APIs. We can do that. That is one of the option actually. Yeah.
Yeah, looks like we have answered all the questions that came in. Thank you, Sajjan, spending some time for this valuable session. Also, thanks everyone for joining. See you on our next Tech Tuesdays. If ever we have failed to answer any of your questions, we'll get back to you right after this session. Thank you, everyone.